Hey everybody, Jason here. Okay, so this is going to be a short video and it's going to be different from what you're used to from me. Basically, I want to talk to you a little bit about something that's really important to me, and I think it's important to you as well. And I know that it's important to a lot of other creators like me. The thing is, I want to talk to you about leave no trace, and more to the point, I want to talk to you about people who are not leaving no trace. So I'm going to tell you a little story. About a month ago, I was on social media, on Facebook, and I saw this one thread. Someone posted some photos of a campsite in Algonquin Park that had, pretty much been trashed, and there were a lot of trees cut down, and they had created like a, what we call a bushcraft shelter. And of course, pretty much all of the comments that followed the photos, were, people who were disgusted by this. And, I was as well. It's not the first time I've come across it. When Derek and I were out in Queen Elizabeth Wildlands, the camp we stayed at the second night had a bushcraft type shelter. I'll be honest, it was an impressive shelter, but we both commented that it was, definitely inappropriate, and there were trees that were cut down that shouldn't have been to do it. And really, this type of thing needs to stop. The thing that really drives me nuts as well, it drives me nuts equally. So I don't like the destruction. I don't like coming across, other people's trash. And, even the last canoe trip I did, the first one this year, when we got to the campsite, there was, a lot of like green trees cut down and just wasted lying around the campsite, and the fire pit had a bunch of like burned out beer cans and just garbage that was left behind. We tidied it up the best we could, and we packed someone else's trash out when we left. So that type of thing bugs me, and I've talked about it before. Now here's the thing. In this thread from this social post with the photos showing lots of trees cut down and whatnot, there were a few people who were also blaming YouTubers, that this type of stupidity is getting, more and more common because of YouTubers. And I had to comment that, there have been idiots in the world long before YouTube ever existed. But I know that there is some truth to it as well. And it's that, being a creator, showing, these incredible places that I visit and some of the things that I do, I know that it is inspiring to some people, and not just me, all of the creators that are out there, who are in the same genre as I am, hopefully we are influencing people to, step outdoors and see some of these places. I think that's really good. I think it's great. Kevin Callan told me while I was filming Icon of the North a few years ago, I asked him, I said, like, there's got to be a catch-22 of this, where you go and you promote places, but at the same time you want to protect them, and then you have more and more people going to them.
It comes down to, if you talk to anybody that's done anything in protection of wilderness for years, like Sigurd Olson, Bill Mason, Eric Morris, all of them, they said, don't worry about all those things. You need to get the people out, or you can kiss wilderness goodbye.
What he told me is that if you don't share these places, then when they're at risk, nobody knows about them. So it's definitely worth having people talk about them. So, leave no trace. What's it all about? There's a few very specific principles with leave no trace. The first one is to plan ahead and prepare. So what that's about is basically it's know the regulations and the special concerns for the area that you're about to travel on, and also prepare for things like extreme weather hazards and emergencies. The next thing is to travel and camp on durable surfaces. Now, I'm not talking about setting your campsite up on a rock, but what I'm talking about is durable surfaces include established trails and campsites. Good campsites are found, not made. Okay? Now the next point of leave no trace is to dispose of your waste properly. Super simple. If you pack it in, pack it out. Don't leave anything behind. The next principle is leave what you find. So Leave all of the rocks, the plants, all of the natural items as you find them. Okay, so this is the principle that includes not building structures. And structures include building things like furniture. It also includes trenching, so don't trench around your tent. The next principle is minimizing campfire impacts. So use established fire rings and keep fires small. And if you can, pack in something like a firebox stove. So, if you happen to be somewhere, especially if you're doing crown land camping, you can use a firebox stove, set it up on a rock, then bury your ashes, and you'll have a very minimal impact. So the second to last principle is to respect wildlife, okay? Observe them from a distance and never feed them. The last principle is to be considerate of others. Respect other visitors and protect the quality of their experience outdoors. I guess there's two reasons why I'm making this video. Number one, I'm a creator. I am telling people to get outdoors and experience the stuff that I love. And yeah, I do my best to talk about the stupidity that I see and encourage people to be responsible campers and do their best to have a low impact. It bugs me a lot when I see other people commenting that creators are to blame, and I know that other creators are bugged by it as well. So yeah, don't blame us for other people's mistakes. What we need to do is educate others, and that's the second reason why I'm making this video. I think as a creator, I have some influence. I have a small audience compared to some, but I think that, with, great power comes great responsibility. Not that I have great power, but if I can have any social impact or create some kind of social change from what I've done, I think that it's somewhat my responsibility to put the message out there that I don't think it's cool. And so I'm going to do what I can to, educate people to do the right thing. So there's another thing, number 3. I think that with the influence that I have the opportunity to encourage other creators to take a stand and be clear to their audience and, put out that message that this destruction of our landscape is not cool. And, we love that we're having some sort of influence on you to encourage you to get outdoors, but you really need to make the effort to, respect it and be stewards of your environment. The last part of this video is that I'm going to call out 3 YouTubers, and I'm going to encourage them to put a video together that will help express this message. And now, if you're not one of the 3 that I'm calling out and you have an audience of your own, then jump on board. And I'm calling this the Leave No Trace Challenge for YouTubers. And jump on board, do a small video, tell the world why it's important to just, get out, be responsible, and have a good time. So the 3 YouTubers I'm calling out are Alexis Outdoors, Simon, A Bloke in the Woods, and Adrenaline Adventures, okay? If you 3 people, if this is important to you, then put a little message together, tell your audience that we need to be responsible, we need to do the right thing, and together, hopefully, we can create this positive social shift that will help, generations to come enjoy what we do. All right? Anyway, that's my rant, and help me out, folks. All right? See you next time.